Good morning, Oracles! So as many of us saw yesterday, Elon has donated over $5 billion to charity through his stocks that he did back at the end of November. That's right, the worst human being on the planet is donating $5.6 billion to charity. What an awful guy. I mean, terrible. And I'm sure the whole entire media outlets out there are going to slander this in some fashion to say that, oh, he's just doing this so that he doesn't have to pay as much in taxes. Look, I don't care who you are. I don't care what it does to his taxes. The guy's still donating money. Elon has said himself he personally doesn't think that the government is the wisest of people to spend money. So if he did this as a way to write off his taxes, so be it, because, I will agree with Elon in the fact that I don't think the government does a very wise job of spending the money. I can't wait to see how the media spins this in a negative manner. He donates almost $6 billion in shares, so I'm wondering if they're going to spin it in a manner of, well, he's donating shares and not money, so what are they going to do with that? They're going to have to sell it, then those charities are going to have to pay taxes on it, or those charities are going to maybe lose value because it's in shares. Yet, when it gains value, they give Elon a hard time. Whatever. All I know is that the dude just donated almost $6 billion in money in shares to a charitable donation. Maybe it's more than one. Maybe he's using it for his university that he's starting up, which personally I think is a brilliant idea for him to do, seeing as he vertically integrates everything in Tesla as it is. So the only thing he had left to really vertically integrate with the company is the talent. He can create robots to do menial tasks right now, but AI is nowhere near the point where they can be engineers. So if he can vertically integrate and create and train his own engineers in his own college and do so with a charitable donation that he gave to himself, I think the guy is brilliant. So I'm sure the media, whatever they find out about this, could slander it in any way. If any of you watch Solving the Money Problem with Stephen Mark Ryan, he said maybe it's, Elon had that tweet battle about giving donations for charity to solve world hunger. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe some of the money went to world hunger. We shall see. Hopefully we'll find out soon, and if we don't get an answer, maybe when Rob and Dave interview Elon, we will find out from them. So other news that we found out about Elon and his shares and his stake in Tesla are his Tesla stake is now at 21.2% at over 231 million shares. So getting into the stock now. So the stock has been consolidating. As we talked about last night, the stock is consolidating. Looks like right now, based on the wedge pattern that we are in, we are looking to hit a peak around February 24th, around the $900 mark. So at that point, and it can happen anytime before then, we should see a breakout or a breakdown. So what's going to happen is if the FOMC meeting happens today, does not cause a breakdown, we actually might see a positive catalyst, like let's say the opening of Austin or Berlin, and that announcement coming out creating a breakout scenario. Ideal scenario would be if the FOMC meeting does not cause the market to panic and sell off. We continue this green rally going forward. We then get the news about Austin and or Berlin back to back, which will then cause sort of a spike rally in the Tesla stock, similar to what we saw back in October when we saw the Q3 numbers come out at the beginning of October, and then we saw the Hertz news come out right afterwards, and the stock shot up to all-time highs. That could potentially be what happens during this breakout. Now, difference now is back then we were still riding with a lot less uncertainty in the macro environment. We weren't pulled down as far. We were already on an uptrend at that point. So currently where we're at, I think if we do get that, we may not hit all-time highs, but we might actually break over $1,000 if we get this rally to go forward with the breakout and sequential positive catalysts. Now, one thing that we had discussed in the past, some of you had thought that perhaps the end of February would have been a time for the stock to split. I think with the macro environment the way it's at, we may not see it. I mean, we don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But the thought process behind that was, we have March being a purchasing window for employees for Tesla stock. And the stock price being at the $900 mark, I don't know if that's high enough to the point where, they want to split the stock. Plus, don't forget that they will announce it and then it still has to split. So they can announce it and say, hey, we're going to split tomorrow. Realistically, they can choose whatever time frame they want to split. Similar to how Google decided that back in, a couple of weeks ago, they said end of June they're going to split. That is a long time between the split. So, Tesla last time gave us a 3-week window. So I think if they were going to try to do that split before we got to a window of buying opportunity for the employee stock purchase plan, we would have already heard about it, and then it would be splitting at the end of the month. So chances are that won't happen, but hey, who knows? Anything can happen, but I don't think that's what is going to transpire this time around. So I don't think a split is going to be one of the positive catalyst news pieces of information that we get out of this. But we can have, like I said, Austin and Berlin, the 4680 battery news, any other news whatsoever that's positive going forward for Tesla, I think could potentially springboard us well over $1,000. But to also be realistic, with the Fed meeting coming up in March, on March 16th, I think that whatever rally we gain over the next 2 to 3 weeks, if we gain a rally, I think we'll end up selling off in mid-March. So we might spike up over $1,000 and then pull back to under $850 again to fill that gap down to $846. So this could potentially happen. This is just different scenarios I'm playing out in my head and different ways I'm playing the stock itself. Obviously, anybody playing long term, dollar cost average is the way to go. You don't know if it's going to go up or down tomorrow. Just based off of the things that I am seeing, I would be dollar cost averaging more heavily come mid-March when I feel that there's going to be a pullback. And then as we're going up, I will just do my normal daily buys. So we'll see a lot of different things. This is why, it's good to be and learn how to be agile in a market like this, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So many things that are uncertain. The stock market's all over the place, making 2 and 3% swings, one day after another in both directions. So unpredictable. So just be agile and be able to change your strategies on the flip of a dime. Let me know in the comments below, what charity or charities do you think Elon has donated these shares to? As far as I'm concerned, donating these shares is like the gift that keeps on giving. He gives these shares out to people and out to these charities, and if they don't sell those shares immediately to, raise funds and cash for themselves, they can hold on to this, and those shares, as we all believe on here, those shares are going to be worth significantly more in the future. So he could donate, $6 billion back in November to these folks, and then in 10 years from now, that could be worth $60 billion. And if his college is his own charity that he gave and donated to, then he can be brilliant with this, and he can, sell some of them now so that he can start the school up and then save some of those shares as that stock price grows in the future, and he'll have future money for the college as well. We'll see how this all plays out, but let me know in the comments what charities you think he donated to. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.